First off, the rumors you're going to be back in November, probably against Vic Darchinyan. How true is all that?
Well, I've heard about it. I haven't really spoken with Cameron and what's going on and stuff like that, but you know, I'm yet to speak with him. But the whole details, you know, the problem right now is the weight. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on 145. You know, so it's just a matter of seeing if I can drop down to 130 in 2 months, and if I can't, then I will fight at 122. But if I can't, I'm gonna tell Cameron, you know what, 126 is the next option for me, because I'm not gonna go to going in there not 100%. You know.
And how's your wife Rachel? We know
she's great. She's great, man. The
very
thing about
close,
Rachel,
right?
yeah, she's dude in the moment. You know, that's why I feel bad. I'm always on my phone. I'm like, you okay? Blah blah blah. You know, but you know what happened last time when she came and saved the baby. I mean, you've never seen a pregnant woman jump out from sitting down and run and jump in the pool. I'm like, I was more, you know, I was more scared for her than the kid that was drowning. I was like, you know what I'm saying? So, but she's a great woman, and that was her natural instinct. You know, she's just, I guess, it's mother instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, after the fight with Rigondeaux, obviously didn't go the way you wanted, but you said you wanted a rematch. Would you prefer that fight, or is Darchinyan what you want next, or what?
You know, right now, as a fighter, of course you want that. You know, as a fighter, of course that's what you want. You know, it's just a matter of getting the weight. You know, the last time I had a lot of issues going up the weight. I didn't really eat that much. But, you know, if I properly do it right, I know I can make it happen. But again, in 2 months I'll find out. If I can get down to 130, that's my goal. If I can't, it's going to be a hell for me to go down 122. You know, it'll be like going down to 112 for me. You know, so you know, we might have to do a catch weight to make it happen. You know, again, just right now I'm not into the boxing world. This is the first time I actually went in and see a fight, you know, outside of my home. You know, just getting back into it. You know, I'll fight anybody. That's the thing about me, is I'm not afraid to fight anybody.
When you did make the Rigondeaux fight, you had a lot of different things going on at that time. You were traveling back and forth between 2 different places.
I was. You know, in the fight, you know, my wife's pregnant. I had to be here. I had to be there. So, you know, and there was just a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna blame anything and make any excuses for all the other stuff, like the old injuries or all this other stuff. You know, I think it was just more of the mentality. You know, even with the injuries or the travel back and forth, I think just more of mentality. I think I fought too much, and where my mind was just drained, and just I didn't study. I didn't train to fight. I trained to lose weight. You know, going to the fight, and that's why I couldn't think. I couldn't listen to my corner, because I didn't literally listen to them. It was just more of in the corner. I just kind of fought, or spar. I wasn't listening. So that was the problem. Just the mentality going in there, and that's why I was defeated, because of the fact that I couldn't think. I couldn't do the things that Nonito Donaire, you know, that I could do. You know, that I usually do, which is to think, be smart, be tricky, be fast, be strong. I couldn't do any of that, and I think just the mentality of just being tired of just questioning yourself whether this is the last fight you want to do, or whether are you going to retire, or should I do this. You know, it comes across after you've been doing it for quite a while, and you've been victorious throughout. But I'm glad that fight happened the way it did, because now I say to myself, I got another 12 rounds, 12 more years.
Was Rigondeaux better than you thought he would be? He seemed to really train like as hard as he ever had to fight you, and we've seen him beat up guys like Kennedy, no offense, but they're not on your level. But we haven't seen him against world class, even Cordova. He didn't fight like he did against you. Do you think he might have been better than you thought?
He was definitely slick. That's one thing I gotta do. I mean, you know, to nullify that, or to take away that slickness, was his throw combination and throw the body. I didn't do none of that. That was the game plan. I didn't do none of that. So I can't say that he was better in what I expect, because I wasn't at my best. You know, I wasn't doing the things that my corner told me to do. I trained hard. I trained really hard. So again, he beat me in that fight. So, you know, you gotta always say, hey, he beat you when you thought that he was really, you know, I guess you could say that, you know, because I didn't really expect much from Rigondeaux going into that fight, because I didn't really care. And that was the mentality. That my mistake was, I didn't really care whether I lost or win. Which all of my fights, if you ask me, from all my fights, I always have, when I knock this guy out. But when you interviewed me with Rigondeaux, it was just more like, I'm excited for my kid. You know, I don't really care what happens. I know he's a great fighter. I'm going to go out there, and that was the mentality.
Anyone that follows you on Twitter, it was obvious that was a big thing on your mind, was your kid and being a first-time dad and all that stuff. Obviously, it was gonna be a main point of focus for you rather than training for a fight.
Well, again, I'm not gonna make any excuse about the whole thing. He beat me. He got the decision, and I congratulate for him that. But I feel that I could have done better. That's
outside of him being more slick that you mentioned. Was there anything else that he did inside the ring that you didn't account for? And when you see the fight, is there anything that you see you should have done that you're like, man, why wasn't I doing it?
There's a lot of things I should have done.
Can you give us a little bit of that?
Like I said, throwing combination, being smart, throwing feints, using my legs, and I wasn't doing any of that. And instead I was arguing with myself, telling myself like, why aren't you throwing combination? Why aren't you doing the game plan? What is wrong with you? And that's why in the last round I got hit with that straight, because I was fighting myself. I was like, come on, what is wrong with you? Excuse my language here. What is wrong with you?
So is that the reason why you weren't able to make adjustments in the fight? Because I think that's what surprised some people, the fact that he was able to dominate you and we didn't see any kind of adjustment or change in your part.
Well, it's just the mind. A lot of it's the mind. I wasn't prepared mentally because, physically I was in shape. Okay. Mentally, I just didn't care. Secondly, hey, take care, brother. And mentally I was just, I just didn't think, I just kind of like, what, it is what it is, or whatever, and I think that was the mistake that I went going in there because, I wasn't there mentally. Excuse me, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, because this is my friend fighting.
Okay. Can we have some more questions after the fight?
Yeah, I'll be here for you guys.
Let's wrap it up. One last thing though, what did you think when you got a date in November? Yeah, Rigondeaux, supposedly HBO doesn't want it back on the airwaves. Just what did that tell you?
I'll give him an undercard fight. I'll personally call Bob and say, hey, can you hook him up with an undercard to be my undercard so just he can get some fights? Nah, respect. The guy did a good job against me. Not taking away from him, but he's just, I fight to entertain. He fights to score points, and be aware of everything, So, and I'm not gonna change my fight. I could fight the way he does. That's my old fight. That's my style. That's who I am. I'm a boxer. But now I use my power because I'm here to entertain. Boxing became an entertainment. Being on TV, it becomes an entertainment. So I'm not gonna change the fact that I'm gonna go out there. If I have to be slow, as long as you can get that one punch knockout that everybody wants, hey, let's do for it. Gotti did it, why not? I think it's exciting. I think that the fan deserves it. Regardless if I get a lot of negativity away from it.